Immersed robot.
Hello, so in this video I wanted to give a few more thoughts on the DPVR E4 headset, which I reviewed a few videos ago, and you can check that out. I'll put a link in the description to this video to my main review on the DPVR, but in the comments to that, some people did mention the fact that it seems like a headset that's just a few years too late, and that's something I didn't really get across properly in that review, so I wanted to make this one just to really back up that. I think I agree with that actually. Now, there's some things, I mean, generally I stand by everything I said in that review anyway, but I do think that looking at the specs are just not quite there, unfortunately, with this headset, and that's the problem with it at the moment. The problem is, I'm not going to say that it's a bad VR headset, because it's definitely not. It's definitely not a bad VR headset in any way apart from the audio, which I sort of laid into a little bit in that review. But overall, it's really well designed, really well constructed. It's not like janky or anything like that, and it gives a great VR performance. And if it had come out like just 2 years earlier or 3 years earlier, ideally I think it would have done really well, but it does feel a little bit like last gen, or perhaps on the cusp where we are now with pancake lenses, all of these high resolution headsets that are coming out. The Quest 3 is just around the corner, and all of these other things. It just feels a little bit last gen at this point, when people are looking forward to the next innovations in mainstream VR headsets. So that's the difficulty with the DPVR. However, I've been in Elite Dangerous, I've been in quite a few different titles in that headset, in the E4, and I've got to say, look, it's not a bad headset at all. I stand by my review. I think it is really a solid VR headset, albeit one which just doesn't have the specs to compete in the forthcoming generation, unfortunately. So that's where it falls down a little bit. But yeah, I can't deny, like, I mean, I know I'm going to talk about something like the Rift S, for example. So you put the DPVR E4 up against the Rift S, and it blows it out the water, as you would expect. But we're talking about a headset that was released in 2023 versus one that was released in 2019. So of course you would expect that to be the case. And that's why the DPVR E4 is just a few years too late. It is unfortunate, but I don't want to dismiss the company that made it by it just being released a little bit too late. I'm looking forward to whatever they bring out next, actually, because I think the design and the quality, it's like the software as well, everything just works. It's just so friction free. That's the thing I would say about this headset. I didn't have any issues with it necessarily. The one thing which I mentioned in the review was the slight tracking issues with the headset itself, where it just took a few seconds longer than some of the other headsets that I use on a regular basis in my room, in my office. It took a few more seconds to recognise my play space, but overall I was really impressed, and I will stand by generally what I said in that review. I just feel like I didn't acknowledge the fact that it was just a few years too late, unfortunately. So that's what this is all about. And actually, just the footage I'm showing here while I'm recording this is Elite Dangerous, which I've been having a great time in the DPVR E4. I've only been in a few times, honestly, in that headset so far, but not for any other reason than it's really hot over here in the UK at the moment. So I'm just not spending that much time in VR. I went into the Pimax Crystal yesterday to record a video in Robinson the Journey, but it's just too hot. I'm here on Sunday and it's just too hot to play VR, so that's why I'm recording this video outside of VR. Otherwise, I did have plans actually to get the E4 back on my head and go back into Elite Dangerous to record this in my usual way, but yeah, I'm not going to do that today. I mean, the part of the problem as well with the DPVR E4 is, I mentioned the audio output is just not good enough at all, but also the microphone in it is not great. So when I'm recording footage in game, that is also a problem. I can't really use the microphone in the headset. I mean, I can, but the audio quality will just not really be that good, unfortunately. So that's the other thing, and I hope they really do improve the audio both on output and input in future headsets, because that would make all the difference in the world to the experience I think that it offers. But yeah, a good headset anyway. I'll stand by that regardless. Yeah, I'll be trying more stuff once it cools down a little bit, and I'll publish some more videos on the DPVR E4. But thank you for watching this quick update anyway, and I'll see you next time.